Mikey Mac, get up, it's time to I hit rock bottom, don't look at me. Honestly, mama, I'm sorry for breaking my promise, but I gotta leave the family tree. Hemlock, autumn leaves, mixed in my mixed drink. Got me on this family breeze, carrying me to the place where all my demons be. Up the infernal scene. Got my XCS compact packed in my fanny pack. If my gat splat the motherfucker on the other end, certainly earned that. Ernie surely know that I got a chemical imbalance going on inside of me. I told him right after he told me he walked in on his homie, hanging from the ceiling, dangling what's handling, tangling all my feelings, strangling a ceiling. Nothing can conceal me. Pumping green to get up and away, praying my lever change. I wanna levitate to monkey back Spain. Hope there's no temporal frame. What the hell are you doing? Let's go, lock and load. Fucking take it forever. Get in the car. Get in the car. Go to the inferno. Hurry the fuck up. Yeah, spit another verse. And I just where they stairs. My curse staring with.
What up, motherfuckers? Yo, just got a little preview of that Mikey Mac intro to the Inferno album dropping soon. Young Nordy produced some of the beats, so what's up? Shout out Mikey Mac. Let's go. Anyways, it's been a minute. I had to get that video action going on. The league's been heating up lately. Heating up. We had our first tie last week. Very big tie. I mean, that could decide a lot in the future. But I titled this week "Tension is Arising." I hope I spelled everything right, but probably didn't. Anyways, a lot of shit is going on. We only have like nine weeks left. So it's crunch time right now. Every win is big. Todd is on vacation. Shout out Todd. So I had to take over the spreads and the power rankings, of course. But Todd deserves a week off, you know. He's been working hard. Anyways, let's start with the weekly wrap-up. Alright, weekly wrap-up. Gotta start with the GOTW Game of the Week. I know it's hard not having a winner in the Game of the Week, but best game, closest game, it was the tied game. Rad vs. Rob, 344 to 344. It was really looking like Rob was going to walk away with this one. And then Wade Davis decided to have a big old blow. Huge blown save. Minus 15 points. It got Rad right back into the game. I thought he was going to come back and steal one. And then Rob actually had Quintana, who pitched and got him just enough points to come back and get the tie. So Game of the Week was the tie. Let's see what else we had. The lowest scoring game of the week was Connor versus Todd. Todd was the only team not to break 300 this week. Just an off week for Todd. Didn't have a lot of pitchers going. Connor also had an off week, but he got lucky, caught Todd on a off week too, so that improves Connor's win streak to 3. And now he sits atop the division. Then also we had Mace Dog versus Slammy G. This was the first week after me and Mason's trade. I feel very confident with the trade. I got 2 top 10, top 15 pitchers this year. I did have to give up JD Martinez, which was still hurts to this day because I still see him putting up big numbers. But overall, I'm pretty happy. And I think if Mason wouldn't have made that trade, he probably would have got the win last week. I think he would have, because final score, it was 391 to Sam's 444. I think Cole Hamels had 35 last week, and I think Castillo had about 22, so that would have gave him the edge, I think. But either way, the trade helped out both teams. Mason just got the tough end on this one, just for this week, but in the long run, definitely helps his team out. Sammy G just keeps on rolling. He's doing his thing. Puts him at 9-2, I believe. He's been killing it. And then lastly, we had me versus Ben. This was a very high-scoring game. High-scoring game of the week, definitely. Your boy Nordy Nort got his second high week on the season. So, pretty happy about that. Benny had a great week. Just, it was one of those weeks. I think he finished third in points overall. He did finish third in points and still caught the loss. It's happened to me quite a few times. So I feel your pain there, Benny, but it's all right. You keep putting up numbers like that, you're gonna do just fine. So that's the weekly wrap up. But let's get inside the numbers with Nort. Chef Norton cooking up them numbers. You know how I do. Let's start with Connor versus Todd. So Connor's bats gave him 227 out of his 324 points. So that's 70% right there. And Connor's bats this week, 3 days in, he's already at 148. It's ridiculous. No one's even 50 points close within him. But 227 batting points last week. Starting pitchers, got 49 points out of his starting pitchers, which is 15%. That's low. And 48 out of his relief pitchers, which is that's pretty decent for relief pitchers. So it's 15% as well. And then versus Todd had 150 points from his bats, which was 59%, and 107 points from his starting pitchers, which was 41%, and his relief pitchers 0%. And I still believe Todd has the best relief pitchers in the league. He just had a bad week, no save opportunities, had a couple blown saves. But yeah, Todd had 0 points out of his relief pitchers. You don't want to see that moving forward in TOWG. Let's move to me and Ben's inside the numbers. So my bats, I had 277 out of 453, so it was 61%. My starting pitchers, I had 127, which is 28%, and relief pitchers, 49 points, which is 11%. So pretty well balanced. Then over to Benny's, he had 209 from his bats, 52%. 133 from his starting pitchers, 33%, and 57 points out of his relief pitchers, which was 15%. So me and Ben had pretty similar numbers. I just had a slight edge on the bats, and that's what got me the W. Let's see what else we got here. All right, Rad versus Rob, 344 to 344. Let's start with Rad. Rad's bats had 188 points, which is 55%. His starting pitchers was 127, which is 37%. And relief pitchers, 29 points, which is 8%. Rob's team is a little top heavy. His bats was 222, which was 64%. His starting pitchers, He got 108 out of them, which is 32%. And his relief pitchers were kind of lacking a little bit. Got 14 points out of his relief pitchers, which was 4%. Yep, and lastly, Slam versus Mace. Both these teams had really high points from their batters. They finished second and third in batting points, only behind yours truly, of course. Big Nordy with the 277, but Sammy not far off, 275 from his bats, which was 62%. Mason was 259 out of his bats, which was 66%. Then Sam's starting pitchers, he had 152 points, which is 34%. And relief pitchers was 17 points, which is 4%. And Mason had 123 out of his starting pitchers, which was 31%, and 9 points out of his relief pitchers, which was 2%. And basically those starting pitchers was the difference for Sammy G. So that's what got Sammy G the win. Got a little frozen there. All right. Now let's see. We got East versus West. So we got the standings right here. We got Sammy G 9-2, killing it. He's got a 82% winning percentage. Next closest team is 2 games back. Sammy G is also second for points for. And we got Todd, which is 7-4. He's got a 64% winning percentage. He's 2 games back from division lead, and he's 5th overall for points for, 39.58. And then we got Benny, who's 6-5. He's got 55% winning percentage. He's 3 games back from Sammy G, and he's 6th overall for points for, 39.09. Then we got Robbie Rob, can't catch a break. Thought he was gonna have the win on this one, but tie's not bad. Take a tie. Rob's 2-8-1. He's got a 23 winning percentage. He's 6.5 games back from the division. He's gotta hope he can get in a wild card spot, and he's 7th overall for points for, 35.63. All right, now let's go to the West. We got Connor. Finally got a division lead. I know it's been neck and neck with him and Mason and Red. No one really had the lead, I don't think, at all this year until Connor. Connor finally got it. 6-5. He's got 55% winning percentage, and he's first in points for overall. So he's got 43.86. Then we got Mason, 5-6. He's 1 game back, 46% winning percentage. He's 3rd overall in points for, 41.28. Then we got Rad. Rad's 4-6-1. He's got a 41% winning percentage. He's 1.5 games back, and he's 8th overall for points for. And then lastly, we got Big Nordy, 4-7. I got a 37% winning percentage, 2 games back from first place, and I'm 4th overall in points for with 40.74. So hopefully we can keep things rolling like last week, but it's gonna be a tight race for that last playoff spot. This week's video, I just wanted to shout out to some pitching, show some pitching some love. Overall, with the most wins, pitching wins for starting pitchers, Sammy G is in first place. He's got 56 wins. Next closest is a 2-way tie. Todd and myself, we both have 55 wins from starting pitchers. And Connor's got 55 as well, so a three-way tie for second place for wins for starting pitchers. And then you got Mason. He's got 50 wins and 33 losses. And then Rad's got 49 wins and 50 losses. And Ben has 46 wins, 49 losses. And Rob has 37 wins and 43 losses. Yeah, again, with the best percentage, Sammy G's got 56 wins, 39 losses. Oh, actually, Sam's second place. Todd has the most wins. Todd has 57 wins and 41 losses. Alright, so Todd's got the most wins for pitching, followed by Sam with 56. Then a two-way tie with me and Connor. Okay, it makes more sense. And saves. Todd's also in first place with saves. And followed by Benny with 53. And yeah, y'all get the rest. Y'all get it. Alright. So Nordy Nord's power rankings. This was tough. This was a tough one, definitely. But I couldn't decide between Sam and Connor who to put in first place. Like, Sam's record is ridiculous, but Connor's points for is number one. You know, Connor's just had a little bit more tough luck. I think everybody in the West division has just had worse luck, just worse matchups. Everybody in the East seems to be catching some easy weeks whenever teams have not as many pitchers going. But overall, I got to give Sammy credit. 9-2, Sammy number one. Then we got Connor coming in at the number 2 spot. Following the number 3 spot is Mace Dog. Then in the 4 hole, we got Benny. Benny's been coming on strong lately. I don't know if you've seen his last couple weeks. He made a couple big pickups with Giolito or whatever his name, the White Sox pitcher, and just a couple free agency moves. Benny's team's getting stronger. In the 5th spot, I got Todd. He's got a solid record, holding it down. He's been slowing up a little bit recently, but you know, Todd will pull something out of his ass. Then we got Rad in the 6th spot, coming off a tie. He definitely needs to get a win this week. Every win's big. It's looking like me, Rad, and Mason gonna come down to that last spot. In the 7 spot, I got myself 4-7, but I'm 4th for points for. Just had some tough matchups, but it's all right. We still got nine weeks left. And lastly, we got Rob. Rob isn't rolled out of the playoffs yet, but is looking pretty tough. He would have to come and catch Walker to sneak in, but we did see Rad last year come back from, I think he was 4-10 or something. Went on a ridiculous run to make the playoffs, and then once he made the playoffs, we all know what happened. The rest was history. Took down young Nordy in the championship, but that just goes to show that anything can happen. You just gotta stay on it, stay on your teams, and that's it for this week. Sorry, it's been a little while since a video, but you know, I had some shit happen. I had to go back up to Pittsburgh for a funeral. Rest in peace, Grandma. Last week, and fallen 2 weeks before that. I was just busy with work, so I apologize, fellas, but it's getting to be crunch time, end of the season, so I will stay on top of things. And we'll get to see who gets into this playoff hunt. All right. Take it easy, everybody. I'll see you next week.